Welcome back to Twilight Imperium 4th edition. I have a correction, or an addition, from the end of the last episode, when we had that huge dust-up over in the Quan system where the Sardic defeated the Federation of Sol. I forgot they have their Spec Ops special ability, which states, after this unit is destroyed, roll a die. If the result is 5 or greater, place this unit on this card at the start of your... that is on this card of the planet you control in your home system. So basically what it means is for the 6 ground forces I lost, I get to roll a die for each one. If I roll a 5+, they go onto this card. At the start of my turn, which would be now, any ground forces on this card appear on my home system. So let me get the dice tray out. I'm going to roll 6 dice, and we are going to see just how many of those ground forces are going to be reappearing at my home system. All right, so let's do that. 5+. All right. How many did I get? 1, 2, 3. It looks like 4 ground forces. Wow. That's pretty good. So of the 6 ground forces I lost, 4 of them are going to be appearing on my home system. And it is the Federation of Sol's turn right now. And so, with that said, I'm going to come right back, and we're going to have Federation of Sol take an action. Federation of Sol will take a tactical action. Oh man, I believe we're in trouble. I feel like after the pasting from the Sardic, it looks like we're going to get a pasting from the plant race as well. All right, let's go to the board. We're going to put on our 4 ground forces on our home world, and then we're going to activate a system and do something. All right, so we're placing our 4 ground forces on our home world. So that's part of our special ability for our souped up units. All right, now we're going to activate a system and, yeah, do a tactical action. All right, we are going to activate this system here, which means we can move ships into it. 1, 2, 3. I can have a total of 5 units. I'm going to move this destroyer in here. Wow, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm also, actually, oh man, this is just nasty. I'm also going to move this destroyer in here. All right, so that was moving. I'm leaving my back door open here. All right. And let's go now over to the Federation of Sol area because I get to build in this system. So let's find out how I'm going to spend, what I'm going to spend, and what I'm going to build. All right, all I'm going to build is 2 fighters. Why am I only building such a minuscule amount of forces? Because I want to save up 16 resources, if I can, for the status phase, collecting the 2 victory points, taking us to 10, which would be the win. So I'm just going to use Sarween Tools. This would cost us 1. Sarween Tool says, nope, it's not going to cost you anything. Let's put those 2 fighters out on the star point system. All right, we're going to add 2 more fighters into the system here that is being threatened by the War Sun. Oh, good Lord. Which means we do now have a total of 11 fighters here, which is nice. We got 2 destroyers, 2 carriers, 11 fighters, a PDS, a dreadnought. Bring it on, plant dudes. Maybe I shouldn't say that because they're probably going to paste us all over the place. All right, that was the action for Federation of Sol. Up next, the Arborec. Ooh, I don't know what they're going to do. I'm sure it will be unpleasant. All right, the Arborec are taking a tactical action. That is a real surprise. Now let's find out which system they're going to activate. Oh my god, this could be the battle of the century, but their War Sun system has already got a token of theirs in it, so they can't move any ships out of there. Yay for us. Let's go to the board and see which system the Arborec's going to activate. All right, the Arborec are going to activate the Centauri system. And they're like, what? How can they do it? Well, oh man. Okay, how are they doing that? Well, they're doing it in a sneaky little plant way, but they're playing in the silence of space. After you activate a system, which is this one, choose one system. They're going to choose this one. During the tactical action, your ships in the chosen system can move through systems that contain other players' ships. So basically what it means is they can move through this system without having to stop into this one. Damn it! And I have no sabotage card to prevent that from happening. So what are the plant dudes going to move? They're going to move this destroyer in here. They're moving this destroyer in here. Ooh, this is not good. They're moving the carrier in here with 1 ground force on it and 3 fighters because they can. And they're also moving in this cruiser. So they're leaving themselves basically wide open, but they are making a sneaky little tactical attack on this system. Damn it! They only have 1 ground force here. This may not. They only have 1 ground force as well, though. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to, of course, get the dice tray all set up. We're going to have a space battle here. We only, as the Earth, only have 1 cruiser. They've got a whole whack of stuff. I'm going to get the dice tray set up, and we're going to have a space combat. And we have no PDS in here. All right, it's going to be space dust-up time. They've got 3 fighters and a carrier. Now, their carrier hits on a 9, and their fighters also hit on a 9. So they're going to be rolling 4 dice, hitting on a 9+ for that. And they roll an 8, 2 8s and a 7. So they miss with all of them. Close, but not quite. Sorry, plant dudes, you missed. Oh, and there's no fighter barrage going on here because we don't have any fighters, even though they've got 2 cruisers. Or, sorry, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser. All right, they're destroyers. They have destroyer 2s, the upgraded version. They hit on an 8+. So they're going to roll 2 dice, hitting on 8+. And they get an 8 and a 2. So they do have 1 hit. And that's really all they need to do to destroy our cruiser. So we'll put the 1 hit there. They also do have a cruiser, and their cruiser hits on a 7+. And they roll a 4. So all they did was 1 hit. That will destroy our only cruiser in the system. We, as the defender, now get to roll back. Our cruiser, of course, hits on a 7. We defend ourselves, rolling a 4. We got absolutely trounced. Trounced in space. So our cruiser is destroyed from the 1 hit, leaving us completely vulnerable there for the next part of the setup here, which will be the ground invasion. Now, the bugs don't have, or bugs, the plants here, plant people, don't have any dreadnoughts at least. They can't bombard us. They are going to land that ground force down here. 1 ground force versus 1 ground force. This could get ugly. If they take this planet from us for 1 production, we're not going to be able to do the spend 16, found a golden age. So they can pooch us right here. Is it going to happen? Let's find out here in a second. We're going to come back. We're going to roll the ground force attacking. All right, so taking a look at the stats, the Lantani warrior, the plant dudes, hit on an 8+, so they're attacking us. 1 die, they roll a 4, so they don't hit us. Our Spec Op 2 units hit on a 6+. We got cracked troops, and we roll a 4. It's a miss. Oh, man. All right, they hit on an 8+, or another round of combat, and they roll a 1, so they do not hit us. They're not very effective ground troops. We hit on a 6+. We roll a 9. Boom, and we take out the 1 plant attacking ground force. All right, so we've managed to hang on to those planets. We're pretty heavily blockaded in here, though. So they didn't manage to take over the planet. Boy, we got so lucky. That was a pretty sneaky little backdoor attack. Little plant dudes. Okay. That was basically the Arborec taking a turn. Up next will be the Sardic again. Wow, the Sardic. Don't like them. But anyway, it's their turn next to take an action. All right, and the Sardic are going to take a tactical action. So let's go ahead and put that token on the board, and we'll see what they're going to do. All right, having taken a lot of forces out of Mechatol Rex, they are going to activate that system. Let's go back to their player mat and see what they're going to do. Now, they can move ships in here, but they are not going to. And they can build a total of 3 units. So let's go ahead and see what they want to build. All right, so the Sardic are going to build 2 ground forces and 1 cruiser. That would normally cost them 2 for the cruiser, 1 for the 2 ground forces, so a total of 3. They have Sarween tools, so that's only going to cost them 2. And so for 2, they're going to just use Freya, and that's 2 production. Let's put those units on Mechatol Rex. Okay, so the Sardic are going to put their cruiser out here in Mechatol Rex, as well as 2 ground forces, because they want to retain control of this system at all costs. All right, let's go now. It's going to be the Federation of Souls. And I forgot a correction from last episode. Diplomacy and politics were not chosen, and you'll probably see at the start of the previous episode, everyone had chosen their action. So I've added a trade good to each one of these cards. So that just kind of corrects that for now. Sorry about that. There's probably comments in the last video. All right, up next, it's going to be a Federation of Soul. And the Federation of Soul, we're going to take a strategic action, a command token out of here, and we're going to use Orbital Drop. Action, spend a token from your strategy pool and place 2 infantry from your reinforcements on 1 planet you control. So, spending the token, let's drop a couple ground forces down on a planet to beef up security there. And you know that something's going to hit the fan here very soon. So we're going to drop 2 more infantry down on this planet here. The reason I'm dropping it on this one, even though its resources and stuff are not as good, is because there's no planetary defense system on that planet for a drop. All right, that's that for Federation of Soul turn. Up next, the Arborec. It's the Arborec's turn, and they're going to take the Warfare action. Gee, I wonder why. They get to remove a command token from the game board, then they gain a command token. They can redistribute whatever they like with that ability, and we can spend strategy tokens from our command tokens from strategy pool to build at a space dock in our home system, even if your home system is activated. We do not have any strategy tokens. Our command tokens in our strategy. Federation of Soul can't do this. The Sardic Noir, though, I do believe are going to do it. They're trying to beef up security because they are looking suspiciously at the plant people, even though they have a truce to kill all humans. So let's go ahead and do this ability for the Arborec, and then the Sardic Noir are going to spend a token from the strategy pool and build some units in their home system. And it comes as no surprise that the Arborec are going to remove the command token from the system where they just built the Death Star, their war sun. And let's go ahead, they're going to place tokens on their board and rearrange any tokens they like. Oh man, so they're going to place the token in the tactics, and they're going to take their 1 strategy token, they're going to flip it over here and put it into their fleet size. They now have a fleet size capital ships of 6. All right, the Sardic Noir are going to spend a strategy token from their command token from strategy to build units in their home system. All right, so they're going to go ahead and they're going to spend that token. Spent. And it says to use the production ability of one of your space docks in your home system. So they're going to go ahead and do that. Now, they don't have to... they could even have an activated system. It basically means the plants are gearing up for war. Everyone else is paranoid and wants to start building in their home systems as defense. But only the Sardic have a token there, so they're going to do that. We're going to come right back. We're going to see what they're going to spend and what they're going to build. All right, the Sardic are going to build a cruiser, carrier, destroyer, and 2 ground forces. They do have a production capacity of 5 units. That's going to cost them 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have Sarween tools. It's going to cost them a total of 6 production. How are they going to pay for the 6 production? By activating this system and this one here. All right, that's 6. Let's go put those units out on their home system. All right, they're going to be placing all these units in their home system. They have lots of capacity for ships, so that's not a problem. So there's the carrier, which doesn't want to sit up straight. Okay, that. And of course, the 2 ground forces are going to go on the system with the space dock, on the planet with the space dock. So there we go. They've beefed up home security. And of course, you can't see that because there's a red mat behind it. All right. That was the Arborec taking an action. Up next, is going to be the Sardic. And the Sardic are going to spend a token from their tactical section, and they're going to take a tactical action. So let's go to the board and see what they're going to do. All right, they're going to activate this system here with a space dock. Now they can move ships in there, and they're not going to bother. They are just going to move right to the build phase. They can build 4 units total. Let's go back to their playmat. They are going to spend production, build 4 units. All right, so it looks like the Sardic are pumping up their space forces again. They're going to build 4 cruisers because they can. That would usually cost them 2, 4, 6, 8. They have Sarween tools, going to cost them 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's go place those 4 cruisers out on the board. All right, and the bugs are going to be putting 4 cruisers out on the system. They are, wow, making sure they have the military upper hand on everybody else. And so far, it looks like they're doing a pretty good job of it. I knew they were going to be a massive battle-worthy race for this series. And now that was the action for Sardic Noir. Up next, an action for Federation of Sol. All right, Federation of Sol. We are going to take the construction ability. All right, and that means we can place a PDS or space dock on a planet you control, and then we can place a PDS on a planet we control. As a secondary ability, the plants and insect race could spend a token from their strategy pool. Unfortunately for both of them, they don't have any tokens in their strategy pool, so this is only going to apply to Federation of Sol. So we're either going to be able to place 2 PDSs out, or a space dock and a PDS. Each planet can only have 2 PDS units on it. Gee, I wonder where we're going to beef up security for those PDS units. Let's go to the board, and I think we're going to be placing down 2 PDSs. So yes, we will be placing 2 PDSs out here. Now you can have a maximum of 2 PDSs per planet. We've got 2 planets in the system, so we're going to put 1 PDS on that planet, and we're going to put another PDS here, if I can fit it in here, on the planet with our space dock. All right, this system, I hope now, is going to be a little more secure. We have 3 PDSs in the system, 11 fighters. Oh man, that is just going to be some kind of ugly. All right, that was the action for Federation of Sol. We took the strategy card action. Up next will be the Arborec. Oh, not sure what they're going to do. And the action that the Arborec are going to take right now is the Imperial strategy card action. Okay, and it says immediately score a public objective if you fulfill its requirements. They will be doing that. Gain a victory point if you control Mechatol Rex, which they don't. Otherwise, draw a secret objective card. But I have to look up the rules for that. They have 3. I don't think you can draw more, but maybe you can draw an extra one and discard. I don't think you can. And the other one is spend a token from your strategy pool. Neither the Federation of Sol or Sardic have it, so this is not going to happen anyway. And plus the Sardic and Federation of Sol already have 3 cards. So they're going to go ahead and score a public objective. And I'm going to check the rules quickly and see if they can get another secret objective and discard one. I don't think they can. All right, so the plant race, not to be outdone, is going to score a public objective because they can. They are going to score the develop weaponry, which is own 2 unit upgrade technologies, which they do. They own the War Sun upgrade technology and the Destroyer 2. That's going to give them a victory point. And I did check the rules. They have 2 unfulfilled secret objectives. They can indeed get another one and discard down to 3. So they fulfilled 1 secret objective. They have 2 unfulfilled. So they can draw another secret objective card, keep 2 of them, of course, and get rid of 1. So they are going to do that. All right, so the Arborec did gather 1 more secret objective card, discarded the one they didn't want, so they have 1 fulfilled secret objective and 2 unfulfilled, whereas the Sardic Noir and Federation of Sol have 3 fulfilled. We wouldn't be able to collect any more. All right, that concludes the Arborec's turn. I think I'm going to end this episode off by having the Sardic take a turn, Federation of Soul take a turn. And then when we come back in what I believe is going to be the concluding episode for this entire series, we'll have the Arborec going first. All right, so up next is the Sardic to take an action. All right, the Sardic will take an action. They have a card that has action on it. I've zoomed out here so we can actually read it. And the card they have is War Effort. Gee, what a surprise for them. It's an action. Place one cruiser from your reinforcements in a system that contains one or more of your ships. Ha. Okay, well, that's their last action card. It was a good one for them. They're going to go ahead and place a cruiser out on a system that contains at least one of their other ships. And no real surprise, they are sticking the cruiser here at Mechatol Rex. They are getting a firm mandible grip on that planet. They don't want to lose control of it, obviously. That was the action for Sardic. Up last for this episode will be an action for Federation of Soul, and then that's going to be it. All right, Federation of Soul, we are going to do the trade action, which means we immediately gain 3 trade goods. And we replenish our commodities. So we're going to get 3 trade goods, 4 commodities. We're not choosing anybody else to get that. So what it's going to mean is the Sardic Noir Arborec are not going to get any commodities because we're not going to let them do that for free. And the secondary ability is spend a token from strategy pool. Neither the Sardic nor the Arborec have tokens in their strategy pool. So all that's going to happen with the trade ability, we're going to get 3 trade goods and 4 commodities. And that's going to exhaust that strategy card. And up next would be then the Arborec. So let's go ahead and add that stuff to the Federation of Soul play sheet. And then I think we're going to wrap up the episode for today. All right, well, for that, we get 3 trade goods. So now we have a total of 4, and we get 4 commodities, which, of course, we can use to negotiate and trade to other races. But because they're being so hostile to me, I doubt that's going to happen. All right, that's it for our action for Federation of Soul. Up next would be the Arborec. But I have a funny feeling the Arborec are going to take their last tactical action and try to crush the human scum from the galaxy. And so I'm going to leave that off here, and we're going to pick it up in the next episode, which I don't know, it may not be the end. If the Arborec can take over Federation of Soul Planet, that's going to extend the game. So anyway, let's back right out. Let's take an overview of what's happening, the situation in the galaxy, and we're going to end off our episode for today. All right, so taking a huge look at the map, what the game's going to boil down to, it's either going to be an extended game or a shorter game, depending on what happens between these 2 systems. Because what's going to happen next is the Arborec are going to go first when we come back in our next episode, in round 5 here, taking an action. They are most likely going to activate this system and attack with everything they have. And so what's going to happen then is, in a nutshell, Federation of Soul has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They have 17 resources at their disposal. This Found a Golden Age costs 16 resources. So if the Arborec can move in here and take over this Starpoint planet worth 3 production, that means the Federation of Soul won't have 16 production to Found a Golden Age. This planet here is only worth 1. If they take that one over, it won't matter because Federation of Soul will still have 16 production. So, wow, things are pretty tense. So basically what needs to happen to have the game not end in the next episode, Arborec are going to attack here, very likely. If they can take Starpoint, Federation of Soul is not going to win. If they can't take Starpoint, then the game will basically be over, because when we get to the status phase, then Federation of Soul will be able to claim that 2 victory points, get to 10, win the game. So anyway, that's kind of a setup for the next episode. We will see what happens. There's going to be a huge space battle. And yes, indeed, the Arborec have their lovely, lovely War Sun all primed, juiced up, and ready to go. So thanks so much for watching along. This is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. I'm doing a 3-player complete playthrough here on my channel. Yes, it's taking quite a while. Yes, I'm having lots of fun doing it. And yes, I'm probably messing up lots of tactical things and some of the rules. So please check the comments in the videos. And I try to put notes up while I'm editing if I catch things. And I don't catch everything. So anyway, but I hope you're enjoying it. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, and likes. Join me next time for what could be the conclusion to Twilight Imperium 4th Edition 3-player game. Can the plants and bugs crush the humans, or are the humans going to dominate this part of the galaxy and become the new emperors? Thanks so much for watching along, and we'll see you in the next episode.